Hi, my name is Grizzly and welcome to my first attempts to master the Gazelle from Polishop. When you look out on your window and you see something like this, there is something went very wrong. But before we start, just a few other things. This is a helicopter. These two. Even this is a helicopter. But this is not a helicopter, this is a weapon system. This also is a weapon system. And what's the difference? In a helicopter you have everything you need. And in a weapon system you have a lot more, and it looks like this. I have a lot of instruments and stuff. So in a helicopter you need a pilot to fly the helicopter. In a weapon system you need the pilot to control all the systems, to watch the system, control the system, and the most important part is to pull the trigger. The weapon system itself is not allowed to pull the trigger, but it could fly alone without a pilot anytime. So my attempt will be my goal is to fly without any assistance from an autopilot as far as possible. In a Gazelle it's not possible. To don't use auto hover for takeoff and landings and stuff like that, and don't fly in easy mode, just fly in sim mode. So that's my goal, and maybe that's your goal as well. So, and to reach that goal, I made a few experiences I would like to share with you. So let's go into the cockpit, and the first key will be the outside view. The normal zoom stage will be not enough, so I zoom out to see the small handle on the windshield in the lower right corner. So that gives me enough outside view to have a good outside reference to the ground and to see what is the movement of the helicopter when I try to bring it up into a hover. And oops, that's the reason why it's called Las Vegas Rodeo. So it's getting totally out of control. And what I try to do here is to bring it back under control with the cyclic, and that's totally wrong. If you watch out in the right upper corner, you see it's not the cyclic that's out of control, it's the tail rotor that is out of control. So I'm over controlling on the tail rotor, on the pedals. So when I understand this, it's easy to get back to control the Gazelle. So, but easy, it's not the right thing. So we try to bring it down to the runway, and what we see is a nose up and nose down. That's absolutely over controlling on a cyclic stick. So you don't have to move the cyclic. Just think about the direction you want to go, and that will be enough. If you move the cyclic, it may be too much. So what we try to do is now gently turn to the left, and this will bring us back to the runway. But even this is not gently enough. So pump it up and pump it down. But anyway, we on a runway center line, and now we try to approach for landing. So as I said earlier, one of the master key is to control the nose with the pedals. So keep the nose straight out as we lower the collective, and we get closer to the runway. Trying to stay over the center line. Oops, pedals, right pedal. So I'm in a hover right now, but it's not really stable. Nose is under control, so it gets much better. But the goal was not a hover, the goal was to land. So bring it back on the center line, lower the collective, and try to get the aircraft to the ground. Here we are. Yeah, that's not too bad. The display doesn't went to black. So if your landing is very hard, your pilot loses consciousness for a few seconds. You get a black display or maybe a red display. So this happened now, so it wasn't that bad. Line it up with the pedals and up and then hover again. So it's more easy if you have a little bit forward movement, so that's allowed always. If you have to choose any direction, choose forward. So, and from the hover we pick it up a little bit on speed and trying to set it down. Okay. Sidewards hover first, but it went totally catastrophic. Gets out of control, and the same thing, I'm over controlling on the pedals. It's very nice to see in the upper right corner. But when the Gazelle gets out of control, let it go. Not to the ground, but in the air. If it wants to go in the air, let it go. Count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and after 3 try to gain control back. Okay, and again another approach to the runway or to the taxiway. Maybe we choose the taxiway. Lower the collective a little bit nose up to slow the helicopter down, and that was already too much. But the aircraft is still under control. Oops, and up, we are on the ground. So my first experience with the Gazelle were always ended up in flames. So even the takeoff was very terrible. Every time I hit the ground with the tail rotor, anytime I try to leave the ground, I hit the ground with the tail rotor and something break up, or the whole helicopter burns down. But after a few hours of hard work, of trying, sweating, and my heart frequency will be up at 300 beats per minute. It's get better and better. As you can see, the takeoff now it's nearly vertical takeoff. So pick up a little bit speed and try it again. Gently to the ground, keep it straight with the pedals. Oops, and okay, we want to try to set it down on the center line. Yeah, perfect landing. As I said, it goes better and better, but the harder you try, there's a point it starts getting worse. So sometimes I tried 10 or 15 minutes and then I'm totally exhausted. So I need a break. Drinking a Coke or drinking a beer if you like. But I'm so hard concentrated and I'm so hard working to control the Gazelle that I couldn't do that longer than 10 or 15 minutes. So even I was thinking about what part of the video I would cut out, but I decided to leave everything in, just have you get a better experience of how hard it is. And anyway, it's improving. Back to the ground. Ah, nice landing. So and please watch the upper right corner even during takeoff and landing. After 100 takeoffs, My tail rotor is totally safe. And what always happened during the first attempts, uh, hitting the ground with the tail rotor, it's no problem anymore. Picking up some speed, and we're now close to the end of the runway. So that's our last try in this direction. Keep it controlled, keep it straight. Lower the collective, slow it down. Oops, that was too much back cyclic or too much collective. And back to the ground. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Back into the air. Right pedal turn, and pick up some speed, and we fly back to the other end of the runway, or in this case of the taxiway. But here in Las Vegas airport, the taxiway is as big as runways. So even I thought this would be the reason why the Gazelle came out first for the Nevada terrain, because you need so much space that Las Vegas International will be fine enough. Yeah, will provide you with enough space. And I'm very happy there is no other air traffic, no civil aircrafts. And gently turn. Nose dive, nose up, over controlling on the nose. Get it controlled on the pedals. Okay. So as I said, that's the key. If it seems to get out of control, be concentrated on the pedals. Keep it straight, and when it's straight out and you hold your heading, it's much easier to get it under control with the cyclic stick. So lower the collective, smooth and gently approach. And touchdown. Oops, black screen. And it doesn't look that bad, but if you get a look on the upper right corner, you see we lost our tail rotor. So trying to turn the helicopter, and doesn't work, and there is the reason why. So not really a perfect landing, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you could take something with you for your own attempts to master the Gazelle. Thank you, and see you next time.